Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann coming to you from Woodstock, Georgia, where I own CrossFit Garage. If you're local here in Woodstock, come see us. If you're not, well, I hope this will help anyway. And I am always happy to help you find a gym that'll work for you. If you email me, andy@crossfitgarage.com, and then give me the closest crossroads to where you live. Don't give me exactly where you live because that gets creepy. I'll do some research and find something that I would go to. The more information you can give me about you, I'm happy to help find that for you. But if you just say, hey, find me a gym, then it's going to be one that I would enjoy. If you've been listening to me, you probably would like the type of gym that I would enjoy, but who knows? Okay. So this podcast episode is mostly about two things. One is, how do I get somebody to get serious about their health? And then also, how do I get them specifically into CrossFit Garage? So I'm going to cover both of those. And the answer for CrossFit Garage is easy. Just text me and show up and it'll be, it's cake. But there are some things that go along with it, like don't work out too hard. The harder one is, what do I do about, I'm just going to say your wife, but it could be anybody, your spouse, your husband, your wife, your step, this and that, whatever, your child, uncle, aunt, friend, whatever. I'm just going to say wife the whole time because it makes it easy. Just know that I'm talking about anybody. So the real answer to that is, of course, it depends. But inside of it depends, the answer is never going to be because I out-logicked them or I forced them. It's just not going to work. That's not the method to bring people to your way. There are many people throughout history that used violence to convince you of their way, and people revolt. So if you want your family to revolt, then yes. What do you do then? Think about it like this. You are a guide at the White House, and you're there to present and be available for questions, but you never force them to look at the thing, right? So you're, hey, come along with me, invite. Hey, did you hear about, right? Mention things that they're interested in. The biggest thing I would say also is you're also the medic out there in the field in the military. When someone gets a gunshot wound, they want help immediately, right? So if they do a thing and hit rock bottom, they're going to want help. I hate hitting rock bottom. Sometimes for us men in the 50s means I already had the heart attack or the stroke. And kind of sometimes that's too late. The first sign of heart disease is death. I know it sucks, right? Or the majority sign. I think that's what it said. Most people figure out they have heart disease because their heart died and they died, or their heart did whatever, right? So there are things you can do, though. You can get some cheap blood tests and stuff to kind of put a marker in the sand of, hey, this is where I am, and use that to kind of build off of. What I have found as I get older, and the younger people aren't going to get this because you're living it right now. You're living oh no, I'm pretty good. I'm 30. I had some kids. We have some kids, or we're having kids, and I'm active. I'm good. You're not. It's a slow fade into, snap, I'm not good. And usually what happens is you get your free time back. Your kids have moved on, whatever. And somebody says, let's go do a thing. And you're like, dang, I don't think I can climb Stone Mountain or whatever it is that you're going to do. Or when you do climb it and you're like, that was horrendous. Or maybe you sign up for a 5K and realize it takes you 2 hours to do a 5K. That's horrendous, right? So you don't know because you're not doing. For example, when is the last time you actually sprinted full out? I mean, it was probably when you played sports as a kid. It doesn't really happen that often. Not only do we lose it, we just never even think about it. So we lose it because we don't use it. All right, let me jump into, I do actually have an outline. I know, Andy, where's your outline? Why can't you be more on track and less tangential? Because that's just who I am. All right, I'm going to lean down this road of be the example, not the salesman. So if you've got a wife, I'm always going to go with wife just because I am a male and I have a wife and it's an easy thing to just roll off of, but it could be anybody. You can't want it more than them. They have to want it for some reason. Also, it may be that there's a natural unleveling between you two that they're just like, well, I can't catch up, so whatever. So you have to be available to, in your case, downgrade it. If you're already healthy and fit, you need to be able to downgrade it. If they're like, hey, will you walk with me? Yes. Don't sacrifice your own stuff too, but say yes to anything they're interested in. Go along for the ride. Be the example, not the salesman. If you're constantly telling them they should do something, they're just not going to listen. many times they can see you getting healthier, and then they start thinking to themselves, what else could I do? I would also come up with super easy, obvious things that anybody could do and make it, like, again, super obvious. So as an example, I'm drinking coffee right now. This coffee is just black coffee. That's all that's in it. So potentially you could make coffee and then say, hey, you know what? I'm deciding not to put sugar in my coffee and see what happens. Just let them know that you're doing small things, or I'm going to use half the amount of sugar and see what happens. If you give them some ideas, not saying you should do this, but saying, oh man, how did that, like a parable or an analogy or whatever. So this is what I'm doing. Think about that, right? And if you want to use it for yourself, great. I have changed the way I talk to my children. Instead of saying, I bet that hurt, probably shouldn't put your tongue in the light socket or the electrical outlet. Instead, I would say, hey, when I was a kid, I pissed on an electric fence. Even though someone said, don't do it, I just wanted to do it anyway. And yep, it hurt. So I did not piss on an electric fence. But I tell them the story of me not listening. Say, hey, use that for what it's worth. Should they listen to the story? I don't know. I find stories go better than them just telling it directly straight out. Now, sometimes my kids say, just tell me what you're trying to say. I'm like, all right, well, here you go. But I've also been trying really hard not to solve their problems. And it's tough, especially being an engineer. All right, and I'm not saying lie, ever. Sometimes, well, if she says, did these pants make me look fat? You lie, you run. But I would focus in on anything that they do that's in the correct direction and then just praise that. So as an example, in our house, it happens all the time. Like Evie has a German Shepherd. That German Shepherd is long hair and it sheds. And so when I catch her vacuuming her room, I always pop in and say, hey, that looks great. Now, do I wish that she vacuumed her room more often? Yeah, but I realized I don't live in that room. I don't have to deal with the hair. She loves the dog. The dog's hair is just the dog, just not on the dog. So she loves it, right? So I get it. There's a love factor there that's not in my heart, and I lack emotional capacity on many things. I know this. So great, honey, love the dog, but love the dog with a vacuum cleaner. So when she does a thing, I praise it. When any of my kids do a thing, I praise that. So again, a good Evie one, she's like, Dad, changing your oil is kind of expensive. Could we do it on our own? I'm like, hell yeah, we can do it on our own. When would you like to do it? And do you want my help, or do you got this bad boy? And she's like, no, I'll do it. And then I'll even sweeten the deal. Like in this case, let's say an oil change for her car. I don't know what it was. Let's say it was like $200 with synthetic oil. Actually, it's probably more with synthetic oil. We did it on our own. And it was like $40. So that's, $250 saving or $150 saving. So I was like, I will give you half of what we save. She's like, really? So I could do a little bit of work and make some money. I'm like, yeah. So again, rewarding the things that they're interested in that you want them to do, but you can't push them, because if you tell your kid, if you juggled for soccer, if you juggled the soccer ball, you would literally be a better soccer player because your foot will have more talent on the ball. It's like growing opposable thumbs on your foot. And they're like, Dad, screw off. And then somebody else does the same damn thing and they do it. And they're like, wow, Dad, did you know that if you juggle, you'll become a better ball handler and soccer player? You're like, really? That's so weird. So you can either be right or be happy. Pick happy. Another thing, again, don't lie. But if they do something and they come in and you're like, wow, you seem pretty chipper. What's up? And they're like, oh, I just went on a walk. Like, interesting. How does that make you feel normally, right? So praise the thing, whatever it did. Find the nook and cranny that leans towards the direction that you're wanting and praise it. Don't lead them, or don't force them, but guide them, right? So you want to then also invite them along. So if you notice they took a walk, add more walks to your day. Say, hey, I was thinking about taking a walk on this nature trail we've never been on. Would you like to go with me? Something is better than nothing. In the world of doing, I would do this. Nothing is bad. Walking is okay. It's better than nothing. I love it if they start counting their steps for the walk, because now if you're measuring it, it's going to get more attention, right? So 10,000 steps, whatever they say. Better that is exercise. Every day I go out for 30 minutes. You would think, oh, Andy, isn't that what we want? Not really. I have learned that training is better. Go somewhere that puts the exercise into a training format. You'll get more out of it. So you might as well get bigger bang for your buck. If you're going to do a thing, squeeze out all the thing you can. So if you're going to make some lemonade, get those lemons squeezed or squeezed, whatever. The next is play sport. Many times we're too old or just out of time or whatever, we don't play sport. Also, playing sports sometimes makes you sprint, and sprinting makes you pull things. So I like training which is exercise with a point, and you're building skills, right? So do they need to get there? No, anything's better. That's the scale of the stuff that I would do. Yeah, so just invite them out of love, not out of, I'm going to a place. Do you want to go with me? Not like that, right? Hey, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to CrossFit Garage. Would you like to come and ride the bike? I know Andy will let you just jump on the bike because that dude is, while he may be emotionally deficient, he is super cool. So, and the answer is yes. If you're in my gym and you have a spouse that you would like to come ride the bike or row, by all means, bring them in. Have them click the QR code with the waiver, fill out the waiver, jump on the bike, and start biking. I love that. Get them doing something. It doesn't cost anything. Get them on a bike. Now, if we're actually biking and everyone's using the bikes, then have them row or something, right? Just, help me out with that. Yes, I'm happy to help. If you're a member, bring your spouse, bring your teenager. If you're bringing like a child, like a middle school or lower, that's problematic because we're not really set up for that. So I would not do that. Parents, we do have a red line in the gym that the kids are not supposed to cross. Please help me keep the kids safe. Don't let them cross that red line. Okay. What else would I do? I think the big one is, if they can't run, walk. If they can't walk, stroll. If they can't stroll, I don't know what would become next, right? Get them on a bike. That would probably work. Get them with a electric bike. All right, sometimes there is a fear component. You need to remove that fear. I try super hard to tell people this is easy to get into. You don't have to be fit. You don't have to do everything. But many people put unrealistic and not true glasses on to see like what we're doing at our gym. Like, I can't do CrossFit. I can't box jump. Like, I don't even box jump. It's okay. They're like, what? So I will routinely video us when we're not at our best to show the other people out there that's fine. So, that wasn't a great wording for this, but if, for example, you're pregnant and you're in the gym moving, you're probably not moving great, but you're pregnant. And so I'm like, hey, even pregnant people do this, right? And so I applaud them. Well done. You're moving. That's going to make you and your baby healthier than ever doing something versus nothing. Plus, it lets other people see, there's a pregnant lady who can do this. If she can do this, if a pregnant lady can do this, I probably could do this, right? So I also take our brand new people. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't have the shape that I want. I know, and that's okay. You'll get there, but other people need to see that there's people like them on the journey. So remove the fear. You're not going to look stupid. Being out of shape isn't a problem. Everyone's out of shape. They just have to get into shape. You just have to move. You're not going to be judged. Now, I take with a grain of salt, right? Depends where you go. If you go to Bodies R Us, they may judge you for being like a fat ass and not being in shape. So don't do that, right? Go to a place that's going to bring you in. And like at our gym, our goal is to get you healthy and fit. There is nothing more that I like than someone who's like, help me get healthy and fit. I'm like, yeah, that's literally what we do. I would rather have a customer like that or a client, customer member, whatever, than somebody who comes in like, hey, I just went to the CrossFit Games. I'm like, yeah, you're probably not going to enjoy us. I want people that see the results of their effort because they know. Now, someone that went to the CrossFit Games understands, hey, I already put a lot of effort in. So you get the point. I guess think about it from their side. I say fear, but it could be fear. It could be misunderstanding. It could be apprehension. It could be nervousness. It could be those things, right? So I would go down those roads. Okay, so let me switch gears. Andy, let's get very specific. My name is Tim. My wife is Tina. I would like to bring Tina to the gym. Tim is already a member. He's been here for, a year. And Tina is his wife who doesn't want to work out. What do I do to get her to come into the gym? The answer is literally anything. I'm happy to help. So I would start off with this. Tina, come to the gym and see what we do. Or how about this? I am about to do, today is 1 rep max back squat. I don't know, pick something that's interesting to you. Today, I'm going to do a lot of back squat. I would love for you to see me do this because it's a thing that I haven't done since high school ever or whatever. Would you come in and support me? They'd have to be a complete dick to say, no, I'm not going to support you. So you can get them to come into the gym and see what we're doing. Now, that's a one-off. You'd have to come up with that on your own. The other side of it is you could plan for this. We do events like the True Challenge, usually in April and October, and we'll do the CrossFit Open intramural style. So there are opportunities to come to the gym and just watch things happen. And they can see, oh, that's pretty interesting. Now, the True Challenge is for novice, intermediate, and some RX-like people, but not like super studs. So it's for normal people. They would be like, oh, that could be me. The intramural open is just a fun time. So literally everybody from the gym, actually last time we had about 50% of the gym was involved with it. So a lot of us, all shapes and sizes and ages, were doing it. So it's a great opportunity for them to just come in and see. So if you can get them to see it, great. The next step would be, hey, do you want to come in and ride the bike while I work out? I mean, getting on a bike is super not complicated and not intimidating. And you're not part of the show as you would be, right? So tell them the bikes are off to the side. You can even choose one in the corner and you'll bike and no one will be paying attention to you. And you could see what we do while you motor through some pedals, right? And the answer is yes. I'm totally inviting them in. You have my permission, if you're a member, to bring your spouse into the gym to do that. Even a high school student, I'm cool with. Below high school, it gets kind of iffy. Talk to me beforehand. If the bikes are full, just pull off a rower and let them row on the side. So bring them in to do something super like that, right? Easy. Now, if they're like, okay, well, I'd like to come in and actually try. This gets a little bit more complicated. It depends on who they are. So we're going to go with Tina again. Tina doesn't do anything, but now we also have, I already used Tim. So let's go Mikey. Mikey he's doing, I'll do like Brittany. Brittany had a great one. What was she doing? It's Orange Theory. So Mikey is doing Orange Theory and he's like, come on, you big dude, I can do this stuff. Bring me to CrossFit. I will crush it. That is a problem. They're not going to crush it. CrossFit is very different than what everybody does because we're doing functional movements. You can do them and you probably can do them pretty okay. So you'll probably push yourself too much. And then tomorrow you'll be like, hey, what happened? They need to go slow. So Tina, I've never done anything. Great. She'll listen to me and go light and easy. Mikey, I have to tell them, you need to slow it down. You're going to be sore tomorrow. Don't be sore. It's rule number 2, and they don't know rule number 2. Rule number 2 is don't do anything stupid today that'll prevent you from showing up tomorrow. They're going too hard. So they need to go soft. They need to go easy. You need to tell them, if you have a Mikey, go easy. If you have a Tina, just listen to the coach. Typically what's going to happen is this. Andy, let's say I'm Mikey, or I'm Tim again. Tim says, Andy, I'm going to bring in Tina for a class. I'm like, perfect. If you bring her in, make sure she has a waiver. I can text you and all that and get the waiver to her. And then be her guide through class. So you are going to sacrifice your workout to help her have a good experience. You're her guide. Or connect them with me and I will set up either myself or another coach to be that guide. So they'll work out with them in class, but they're going to go easy and sacrifice their workout and help your Tina to get through with minimal, I don't know what the hell's happening. Because you have to remember, you get used to the flow and the format, they have no idea what we're doing. So we will handhold them and give them a guide. You can be it or we can do it. That's okay. We do offer that once, no charge, all them. Twice, maybe. After that, if you need it more, yes, we will do it, but you're going to pay for it because you're putting a coach, coach is working. So I've got to pay them, right? So one time, sure, I'll eat the cost, no problem. But multiple times, then I'm going to have you help me out with that one. The gym is not free. The landlord would hate it if we decided that we just don't want to pay. Actually, they wouldn't hate it. They would just kick us out and fill us with somebody else. Okay, so slow and steady. Come to a class, any class. Let me know ahead of time. If you engage with me, I can totally help. Go easy. It's a 20-minute workout. Great. You tell them, look, I want you to do 1 minute on, 1 minute off. That's a standard thing we do. Or you tell them it's for 20 minutes, but every minute you just need to do, and you fill in whatever the count is. So let's see. I don't know. If you did, if we were doing Cindy, that's five pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats. You would tell, look, you do that for 2 minutes and then take 2 minutes off. That's fine, or something like that. Or do 2 minutes worth of whatever you can and then take a minute off. So you're trying to give them intentional breaks. Better than that would be, look, you're going to do 3 pull-ups, 5 push-ups, and 10 squats in 1 minute, and then rest the rest of the minute, right? So we're paring it down, giving them an opportunity to try the movements, but not working them out really hard. We want them to have built-in breaks so they can slow it down. One way that I do it is every time you get through one round, jump on the bike and just bike for a minute. So that way they feel like they're not just like sitting around. They're like, okay, I'm biking. You can tell them, bike easy, bike whatever you want. Everyone, when they get on the bike, they're going to go hard at the beginning. They're going to be like, well, this sucks. Let me go easy. And that's right. That's how it works. Okay. Pare everything down, go easy. So if we're doing a 400-meter jog, tell them 200 meters. You do the 200 meters with them. Hey, I can't do a pull-up. That's okay. Many people can't. We have ring rows and we have progressions to get you there. I have bad knees. That's okay. We can substitute the movement, or better yet, we can help you grow into building better knees, right? So that's kind of our goal. That's our thing. As Randy Skeen once said, Andy, with the way you used to do new members, like they had to go through their private ramp. Well, I don't have to be private, but they'd go through their own little ramp program for 5 days. He said, you are gatekeeping one of the best things that you've got, which is community. You need to get people into the community fast, like day one. I'm like, great, let's do it. That's why we changed what we do. So the coaches are friendly. The members are encouraging. Everybody has had their first day. Everybody has had their bad day. Not everybody, almost everyone has told me the story of, Andy, I just been told that ... like bad story. That's why I'm here. Great. Some people are just bouncing from another CrossFit gym to our gym because they already started somewhere else. So don't be afraid that there is a starting point. Everybody has an origin story. Let this be yours and you become the superhero, right? The other thing I would do is show them how to log their results, because I love this. Dave Brunell said, hey, Andy, I should have listened a year ago when you said log everything because you're going to want to look back. He said, I was kind of embarrassed because I'm a pretty fit guy and all of a sudden I'm seeing pregnant women beating me. And he didn't say that, but you get the point, right? And we all know, yeah, pregnant women do beat other people in the gym because they're good and they've been doing this for a while. The amount of time you stack into this actually helps, right? So he said, I was kind of embarrassed and didn't want to see other people to see my numbers, so I didn't track them. And now I know what you were saying a year ago, because now I wish I could see the progress this has gotten me. The one place that he really threw down, like, Andy, I know this is working because a year ago, or it was like a January, we did a test workout. I think it was like, what was it? It was something like DT maybe, or rowing DT. It was something like that. And he said, I wasn't feeling great. I came in, it was a December workout. We were repeating it for the end of the year. He said, I wasn't feeling great. So I thought, well, I'll just go like 70% and I'll add a little bit of more weight. So maybe I have an excuse if I don't do well besides being not, feeling good. He PR'd by like 5 minutes or something and did more weight. So he had a personal record, feeling sick and doing more weight just from a year later of doing the stuff. It works. And then, of course, was like, hey, I wish I would have tracked that stuff. He's not the only one that says that. He's just fresh in my mind because he came to our D&D night the other night, and hopefully he had a good time. So you do want to track stuff. They can even turn the tracking or the public view of their results off so nobody can see it, and then they can turn it back on later. So at least they can track with people, whether they see it or not see it. It'll give them some, oh, look at that. Things that are tracked, it's gamification. Get attention. We track it. We give them PRs. We give them cool things. It gets attention. When they log in, we get them eventually after 100, they get a shirt. Okay. If you're going to bring somebody, don't make it complicated. The easiest way is to just text me and them group text us, and I will help you with the conversation. This is literally what I do. I have stuff pre-done. Actually, somebody said that. They're like, how? They texted me privately after it was, Tim and Tina put us together in a group text and I sent my stuff and he texted me, how did you have that stuff so fast? I have things ready to go on text. So there's a thing in your phone called text replacement. So if you go to like general settings, keyboard settings, general keyboard or something like that, you can go to a text replacement. And so I have a bunch of things ready to go. So if I put asterisk new person, it knows to fill it in with, hey, new person. I don't think it says that. It says, hey, something. It's like the waiver one. I have asterisk waiver. When I do that, it pops into the text, our waiver with a link, and they can fill it out. Then I have a thing that says asterisk typical. I type that, and it replaces that text with, hey, this is what a typical class is like. And then it puts in the link for the YouTube video for a typical class. And so they get to see that stuff. So this is what I do. I have methods. It is kind of funny. I had one of the guys at the gym. God, what was his name? Oh man, Drew came to the gym. And he said, Andy, I want to bring somebody in. I'm like, perfect. He said, but he needs hand holding. It can't be like what I did, which is just start. I'm like, yes. He's like, you guys need a system. I'm like, well, actually, we have one. But because you have 5 people in the gym, they just brought you. And the first time I knew you were coming to the gym was when you were standing here in the gym ready to work out. So basically, you bypassed the process. So we do have one. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know. It's crazy. You would have been handheld, except I had no idea you even existed. You just showed up, which is totally cool. You can do that. It's just not our process. We have a process. I am happy to help you with that process. And then Drew did text me with his buddy, and I gave him the process. And the buddy eventually was like, nah, it's just not for me. So he never came in. So yeah, it didn't work. But at least I had the stuff ready for him and made it a little bit easier to try it out if they wanted to. Okay. Things that the new person, you can even give them this podcast, things that they expect, or nobody expects you to be fit. Nobody cares what you're wearing. Nobody cares if you're the slowest or the fastest. You won't be alone. You can literally stop the workout whenever you want. Nobody will know. So if you notice like there's only 3 of you left, you just be like, I'm done. That's fine. If you don't want to be last, don't be last. It doesn't matter. There's not always a last. So, and because people scale and modify and stuff, sometimes the person that finished first actually didn't do the hardest thing. So the person that finished last could be doing the hardest thing. Whatever. You just don't know. So nobody really cares about that, right? I understand that sometimes the hardest part is just walking through the door. So if you've got a friend, family member, or whatever, walk through the door with them. It's so much easier. Okay, so our gym is pretty easy. Go to our website. You can go through all of that, show them some things. Probably the best is just group text me with whoever it is. You can bring them into the gym to bike or, be their guide. It would be great if I knew they were coming. Nothing says, let's screw up the system better than a surprise. So at least if you give me a heads up, I can give the coaches a heads up. We have a text chat for a text group, whatever, for the coaches. And I put things in them for them to know. Sometimes it doesn't pertain to them. Like Tina's coming to the 5 o'clock class. Okay, it's not for me, whatever. But they might want to know that, hey, Timmy's bringing his wife Tina to the 5 o'clock class. They're like, hey, all right, that's good stuff. So we put that out there so that people or our coaches will know what's going on. So yes, you have my permission to say, screw it. I'm just going to YOLO this or Leroy Jenkins it and just bring somebody in without telling anybody. Okay, thank you. Something's better than nothing, but make sure they have a waiver. Be their guide. Best would be to involve me in a text of some sort or phone call or I don't know, something, and let me help you bring them through. The new person, if you are listening to this, it is super easy to get involved with us. Go to our website. There is a form, a contact us form, or text me. My phone number is on the website. My email address is on the website. It's actually me. It's not a robot. Although my kids would say, Andy, or Dad, you're kind of a robot. You can do the visit or drop-in button. I wouldn't do that because it'll make you pay. Usually, I'm going to give you your first one for free because that's just nice. I don't want you to feel like there was any skin out of my game, right? What I don't do discounts, and I don't give if some randos I've never done CrossFit and I'm hopping gyms. I'm just testing a bunch of gyms out, and I'm just really coming for the free whatever. Yeah, I don't post that stuff because gym hoppers suck. They take attention away from those that want to build the community, and I don't like it. So I usually don't post or put out there anything for free. Now, if you've got a family member that I can help with some extra time, by all means, I will gift them some time. I want to help. You're already a member. Why wouldn't I not do that, right? No, we don't have discounts. No, there isn't a second person discount. This is literally the lowest price I can charge and keep us in business. As you guys know, I don't even really pay myself. So the gym is doing fine, and I use it for funsies. It is a business, but as somebody said, well, Andy, then it's a hobby business. I'm like, that's fine, whatever. I am healthy and fit. I don't have a primary doctor, and I don't take any medicines. So it's a pretty good side benefit, right? So yeah, bring them in anyway. Okay, so if you're like, well, Andy, I would like to help the gym. What can I do? Yeah, bring people. The only way we stay in business is by helping people. If you've got someone you'd like to bring, by all means, think of someone out there that could use what we do, right? Talk to them. bring me in a conversation, send them a podcast that we do, send them a video that we do. Whatever you do, don't tell them they're unhealthy. Don't send them a funny thing, not a you're going to die article. Send them something that's interesting to both of you, like a podcast that we've done. Hey, if you've enjoyed Andy's podcast, he has more, right? And you know what I'm going to talk about. This podcast is about laying a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finance. So yeah, sometimes it might be finance, but that's good stuff too. Invite them in. Let's work out together. Let's ride the bike together while class is going on. Let's take it easy and have fun with this, right? It doesn't need to be super complicated or challenging, but you do need to overcome fear, and you need to overcome embarrassment, and you need to overcome, I don't think I need to be healthier and fit. I'm okay where I'm at. Or some of my friends have said, well, I'll just probably die early. I'm like, well, damn, that's depressing. Okay, so you may not change their life by inviting or investing in them, but you definitely won't change their life if you don't do anything. So invite, don't be a salesman. Lead by example, or guide by making the trail easy to follow. All right, guys, we're here in Woodstock, Georgia. We do have remote stuff. If you're interested in that, if you know, like, and trust me, then put your similar know, like, and trust in the people that I know, like, and trust. So extend that to them. I've got loads of coaches that do remote stuff, whether it's the movement, the mind, the heart, or the stomach. We actually do that. And I'll get you connected with them, and they can work with you one-on-one, no matter where you're at. All right, guys. Hey, Andy McCann here at CrossFit Garage, Woodstock, Georgia. Y'all take care.